Welcome back to my new video. The Airbus A380 is the world's largest airplane and the most expensive one as well. Last week, Airbus announced it would stop production of A380 by 2021. So what went wrong? In just 10 years, this airplane has fallen from the airline status symbol to a reject. Let's find out in this video the rise and fall of the Airbus A380. Airbus has spent a decade trying to break into a market dominated by the Boeing 747. They have set its sights on bigger targets. Airbus wanted to produce an aircraft even bigger than the Boeing 747 with lower operating cost. The result was a double-decker concept called the A3XX, which eventually called the A380. The A380 was launched in December 2000. The superjumbo has now been in service for more than a decade. An A380 takes off or lands around the world every 2 minutes. Today, the A380 fleets make over 300 flights per day, operated on more than 120 routes and 60 destinations by 14 airlines. Since its entry into service, the A380 has carried almost 250 million passengers. The first A380 flight took place in Toulouse on 27 April 2005. People from all over the world came to Toulouse. Well, I was one of them too. It was a day that I would never forget in my life. At 10:29 a.m., the first A380 prototype opened up the throttles of its 4 massive turbofan engines. As the superjumbo took off from the Airbus facility in Toulouse, France, the largest commercial airliner around was actually flying. Seeing is believing. The A380 entered into commercial service with Singapore Airlines on 25 October 2007 from Singapore to Sydney. I was one of the lucky few flown the return inaugural from Sydney to Singapore on the next day in the new Singapore Airlines suite. At 239 feet long, 79 feet tall, and 262 feet from wingtip to wingtip, it is a big airplane. Only the Boeing 747-8 is longer at 250 feet and 2 inches. The A380's flight crew operate from a state-of-the-art glass cockpit. The aircraft is flown using a side stick with a fly-by-wire control system. The table, and one more flip is the keyboard. Engine power is here. The radio is here. There's speed brake. Flaps.
Parking brake. This one.
Parking brake. Each A380 consists around 4 million individual components. The aircraft has 220 windows and 16 doors. During the takeoff, the wing will flex upwards by over 4 meters. Guys, I was just on the tally platform. We reached the maximum height in this hangar, and it goes about the same level as the 380 tail. It's about 75-80 meters tall. And it gives you a bird's eye view of the A380 underneath. This is the best view to look at a 380, is to look down on it. What a marvelous piece of engineering, really, for such a large airplane exists to fly in the sky today. That's the camera, that's the tail camera. Oh, that's the secret.
So crazy, yes, to touch that.
As an airliner, the A380 promised luxury and comfort on an unprecedented scale. The Airbus delivered premium features, such as walk-up bars, lounges, bathroom with showers that set this superjumbo jet apart from its rivals. There are first-class suites. And then the even larger first-class suite. And then there's the Etihad Residence, a 125 square foot home in the sky. Passengers love the comfort and the quietness of the A380. Even in economy class, it's very comfortable. I think very few airplanes has achieved this status. And I also know there are many people go out of their way to book on an A380 flight to ensure that comfort. 14 airlines operate the A380 currently. Air France, Asiana, British Airways, China Southern, Emirates, Etihad, Korean Air, Hi-Fly, Lufthansa, Malaysia Airlines, Qantas, Qatar Airways, Singapore Airlines, and Thai Airways. Portugal's Hi-Fly became the first airline to operate a second-hand A380. when it took delivery of an ex-Singapore Airlines jet in the summer of 2018. Japan's All Nippon Airways will soon begin commercial service with its first A380 in 2019.
The success of the A380 first is derived from the passenger experience. The A380 offers the most comfortable cabin in the industry today. One benefit often overlooked when having an A380 in your network is the effect that it has on the connecting traffic. This means not only that you stimulate traffic demand from other origin and destination pairs, but also you can improve the yields of those connecting flights. When you're traveling long haul, say Trans-Pacific, there are only so many time slots in a day that you would want to take off when you consider what time you would arrive in the morning. So from a pure passenger preference, there are peak hours of when you want to travel. The A380 offers the solution through picking up the most capacity on these peak hours and thus bringing in the most revenue for the airline.
But no customer is more important than Emirates, which ordered almost half of all the A380 ordered. But why does Emirates love the A380 so much at a time other airlines are staying away from the super jumbo jets? Emirates is a predominantly long-haul international airline whose business is built around funneling millions of passengers through its hub in Dubai, then on to the destination around the world. As a result, Emirates needs an aircraft that can carry a lot of passengers for very long distances. A perfect job for the A380.
We believe that this aircraft will be the most suitable aircraft for us in Emirates, and that's why we went and signed up for a total order of 142. We needed the A380 for our operation as our hub in Dubai grew rapidly. We have been able to use the aircraft at a slot-constrained airport like Heathrow, JFK, and also at airports where we have grown passenger demands, such as Manchester, Düsseldorf, Prague, and also to Mauritius.
And on behalf of my colleagues at Airbus, let me finish by offering congratulations to Your Highness, Sheikh Ahmed, Tim, everybody at Emirates on your 100th A380. Thank you all.
I thank all the team who've been working from Emirates and Airbus all over those years to bring such a beautiful aircraft to this industry. Thank you.
But few airlines use the Emirates strategy. These days, the trend in the industry is to offer direct flights using smaller long-range aircraft point-to-point. Instead of Emirates' dedicated hub-and-spoke route model, most airlines have moved towards more point-to-point flying, use the ultra-modern 787 or A350. Smaller next-generation composite wide-body like the 787 Dreamliner offer airlines more flexibility and less risk. According to the CEO of Qantas, Alan Joyce, it costs less to operate two 787 Dreamliner than it does to fly a single A380. The A380 Super Jumbo hasn't been the game changer Airbus hoped to be when the idea was conceived just 2 decades ago. This is especially the case on the financial front. I have flown A380 with less than 100 passengers on board several times during the low season. Who needs business class while you have the whole row 10 seats all to yourself on the A380? For much of the plane's life, Airbus has struggled to find airlines willing to put the A380 into service. With a price tag of $445.6 million, the A380 is one of the most expensive and lavish airplanes ever built. Production ends with just 251 airplanes. Airbus has already delivered 234 A380s. Only 17 A380 are yet to be delivered. 14 are set to join Emirates, and 3 will go to Japan's All Nippon Airways. As a result, the A380 never developed into a true workhorse like the 747. Instead, it has been relegated to a niche aircraft economically feasible only on routes with heavy airport congestion. Emirates airline president Sir Tim Clark has for years pushed Airbus to make a more cost-effective version of the plane with upgraded aerodynamics and a new fuel-efficient engine called the A380neo. That hasn't happened. Airbus has been reluctant to invest the kind of money needed to develop a new version of the A380. In 2017, Airbus offered its customer a moderately updated version of the plane called the A380 Plus.
Well, there's a number of benefits which the 380 Plus brings. First of all, lower fuel burn, a 4% reduction in fuel burn. We're also adding up to 80 additional seats to the aircraft. To maintain the range, we're increasing the maximum takeoff weight by 3 tons. And then we've also got benefits in terms of new systems and more efficient maintenance and operational reliability.
The A380 Freighter never came to fruition. In January 2018, Emirates ordered 20 additional A380 that would have kept the A380 production line moving for the next decade. However, that deal fell apart. In the end, even the A380's most loyal customer couldn't hold on any longer. Emirates cut 39 A380 from its original order of 162 planes and bought smaller twin-engine A330neos and A350s instead. Even though the A380 production ends in 2021, the planes are expected to fly on for years to come. Whether the A380 is a success or failure, it remains a significant part of aviation history. I hope the A380 can remain flying the sky for many more years to come. Have you flown on an A380 before? I really like to hear your stories and share your comments. If you love aviation, don't forget to check out my blog, my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and connect with me on the social media.